First pitch of Game 7 from the South region. Everyone's asleep in the booth as we get underway. 1-0 count. And welcome back to Namole Family Stadium for potentially 7 more innings of softball. Tampa wins the coin flip. They'll be the home team for this Game 7 showdown between Barry and Tampa. Barry walked things off earlier today off a single from Caroline Figueroa, and it'll be Mariah Galehouse trying to send the Spartans to the Super Regional. Here's Barry's lineup for Game 2 of the series. Harper Bunn, Becca Malore, Sarah Langley, Caroline Figueroa, Sophia Chamorro, Max Stone Fulmar, Paige White, Maya Tucker, and Brooklyn Rushton. One away now, Mariah Galehouse gets the ground out up the middle. Galehouse enters with a pretty stellar record this season. An 0.65 ERA, an 0.87 whip, and a 15-2 record. To keep the Spartan season alive, Galehouse is looking for win number 16. Strike one, right down the middle. She'll be taking on Samantha Rosenberger today, a duel of each of these teams' aces. Malore fouled away 0-2. Barry lost their first game against Nova Southeastern, but have chained 3 straight in regional play to force this pivotal Game 7. Tampa could afford 1 loss today. They can't afford 2. The Spartans are going to need to take a win if they want to advance. Barry will have made the unlikely road from the elimination bracket to the Super Regional should they win in 7 today. Strike 3, breaking ball right down the middle. Of course, we're also in a race against the weather. There is a chance we could have inclement weather later today. There is a reason that we've pushed up the games that were scheduled to start at 2 p.m. to right here at 11 a.m. and 1:20 p.m. That's a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Ball 1, missing up high. Galehouse enters today with Tampa's second best single-season ERA in team history for a player, in 0.65. She is still 30 points behind Tampa's best ever season, but it has still been a dominant 20-25 for the senior. That's going to be up high 2-2. And that is going to hit her. Langley gets a free base. Oops. You don't see that happen often from Mariah Galehouse. 1 on and no 1 out. Or one on and 2 away. That is just the second hit by pitch for Galehouse this season. That's going to be hit to short. Reynolds crossed the diamond, got it, side retired. And while Barry gets a base runner on an HBP, it's a quick inning for Galehouse to bring a Spartans team hungry for revenge back to the plate.
Our rating for scoreboard operators going up, so I'm sure that was probably the lowest of that. Your rankings. I'm terrible. I ain't seeing how it's a little confusing. I keep just plugging in the AI or something. Where it's going. Eventually, I was going to be where it connects to our staff. We keep it on here anyway. Right. We already have that like a basketball where, right, you have the inner arena. Right.
Rosenberger ready to go. She's faced off against the Spartans a couple times this season. She was the Friday starter back on May 2nd, going 3 2/3, giving up 2 runs. It was Gwen McGinnis with a complete game shutout in that first game of the series. Rosenberger featured again for Barry the next day, only made it 2 innings, giving up 2 runs. That was the final regular season showdown for both the Tampa Spartans and Barry Bucks. Leading into postseason play, And both teams now meet in the regional final. One of these teams is going to have their season come to an end. And it'll be whoever wins and moves on to the NCAA South Super Regional. The action continues as well from St. Leo. Auburn Montgomery takes on the Lions in the regional final. If the Warhawks win, they'll advance to Super Regional play. And should Berry win, they'd be hosting. Good play by Chamorro at third. The walk-off hero earlier today gets out number 1. Here's your Tampa Spartan lineup. I didn't mention it yet because there are no changes. Keister, Fantone, Russo, Galehouse, Kreidler, Solt, DeSimone, Hammonds, Reynolds, and Yetter. Now there is a change, of course. Hammonds is out in right field. That's because Galehouse is in the circle. Hammonds plays where Yetter does. Yetter, the designated fielder, at second base. Whenever Galehouse has been in the circle, Hammonds has been out in right. Strike 1 to Fantone.
He asked me a couple questions about what to do, but
Here's Rosenberger, the 0-1. Inside, missing just down low. Berry was able to get a dominant performance in Game 1 from Alexis Martin, and then Isabel Vera was able to get them out of a couple tight spots in the bullpen. Those two could be ready to go for this game as well from the bullpen, more likely Vera than Martin, of course. Tampa similarly could have McGinnis ready to go despite 100 pitches, DeSimone and Winters ready from the bullpen too, but obviously, as long as Galehouse can still throw, she'll certainly stay in the circle. 1 and 2 on the way from Rosenberger, 1 away for Fantone. Swing and a miss. 2 strikeouts early on for both teams. 1 from Rosenberger, 1 from Galehouse, 2 away. That's going to bring up Russo. Russo hits a third. Chamorro's there. Throw is just in time. Not only has Chamorro had some great at-bats in the postseason, great fielding too. Both teams quiet in the top of the first and bottom of the first. Maybe another pitcher's duel on the way. Due up for Berry will be 5, 6, and 7. Here we go for Galehouse. She'll take on Chamorro, Stone Fulmar, and White. Chamorro leads off. She was a walk-off hero earlier today. Strike 1, changeup hits the zone against Chamorro. She enters today with a 348 average and 877 OPS. The 4th strongest OPS of the Berry lineup, but had that huge heroic moment in the previous game. That's going to be hit to left field, and Fantone's there, 1 away. A quick out again for Galehouse. Had a strikeout over a clean inning last time around.
Hey, Eric. Criticizing the
It's the Berry shortstop ready to go. Galehouse.
Oh, weather.
No, we've got ourselves our first lightning delay. Bad news, everyone. We're going to have to get inside for this lightning delay. The stream will stay alive, but action is paused here with one away in the top of the second. Stay tuned. It could be a long day at U Tampa. I'm going to set a longer ad break in a second. This is Taylor Story, the broadcaster here from U Tampa. The rain hasn't begun yet, and that's not a good sign when we have a lightning delay this early. As the stadium clears out, I'd anticipate we've got at least 30 minutes to an hour break. So if you want to keep the stream open on the side, go ahead. But we're probably not going to be playing softball for a little while here. But it is going to be Game 7, hopefully sometime today when we come back. Stay tuned. We'll probably be giving updates across social media. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. We've got about 5 minutes or so until we resume the action. Teams are currently warming up on the field. As a reminder, it's still 0-0 in the top of the second. There's one away, and it'll be Stone Fulmar leading off when we return on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. So, Mariah Gilhouse resumes her warm-up as we are ready to resume action from the Moley Family Stadium. There's a bit of rain. We actually pulled out the tarp, but the good news is we are ready to go for some more playoff softball. Game 7, top of the second. One away for Stone Fulmar. Max Stone Fulmar will step to the plate for the Bucks. As a reminder, here's the starting lineup for the Barry Buccaneers. Bunn led off with Mellower right behind. Langley batted third with Figueroa fourth. Chamorro bats fifth with Stone Fulmar here in sixth. White seventh, Tucker eighth, Rushton ninth. It's Rosenberger in the circle for the Bucks. Now got Skippy with us in the booth. He was over covering tournament lacrosse not too long ago, but with the lacrosse game wrapping up as well, he's been able to rejoin us here for Game 7 as that one is bunted foul by Fulmar. 2 strikes. Gilhouse resuming where she left off.
Yeah, the women's lax is leading 10-5. I don't know if the game has resumed yet.
I imagine it'll probably resume around the same time.
This is do or die. This is what we play for.
The winner take all, Game 7, and it's the number 7 fouling this one away. We see some activity over in the Spartan bullpen. I think Gwen McGinnis is over there. She pitched Game 1, a stellar outing, 7 2/3, but it was that walk-off hit by Chamorro. It ultimately means she ends her day with a defeat on no earned runs. Strike 3, changeup gets Fulmar looking. 2 away.
I would assume they would just keep McGuinness loose just in case. Game 7, there's absolutely no possibility that could be ruled off the table here.
21 2/3 innings pitched this season against Barry for Gwen McGinnis. She gave up one singular run, and it came at a very unfortunate time. It was also unearned. Ball 1 taken down low. It's White to the plate. White was replaced in her second at-bat by Chandler Barry. Barry stayed in the rest of the game for the Bucks as Harper Bunn moved to the catcher position. Strike 2, or strike 1. That low pitch hitting the zone. Do want to give a shout out to our umpire crew as well that have been keeping with us all weekend. They also, of course, had to get inside due to the rain delay. That's going to be hit through the hole, base hit. And Barry get their first base hit of the ball game. Galehouse did hit a batter in the first inning. That runner was left on board. I believe it'll probably be Rosenberger back in the circle for the bottom of the second, but it is possible that Barry could go with someone a little more fresh out of the bullpen. Maybe if Alexis Martin is feeling up for it again. But I imagine they want to keep their statistical strongest starter in.
I'm not really sure how rain delays really affect the softball pitcher, unlike baseball. It's very hard for a starting pitcher to get loose again.
Swing and a miss of the high fastball. Galehouse quickly 2 strikes. Getting ahead of Tucker. Tucker went 1 for 3 yesterday. That was one of the 7 hits the Bucks were able to muster. Lined, caught by Russo, side retired. Gilhouse, a quick inning in the circle, and Tampa's offense for the first time in about 2 hours will step back up to the plate with the bottom of the second. Due up for UT. Gilhouse, Kreidler, Solt. Rosenberger back in the circle for Barry. It'll be Galehouse leading off, looking to help her performance out in the circle. Rosenberger had a 1, 2, 3 first inning, including a strikeout, but there has been a long ways to go before her return to the circle. We'll see how the rain delay has affected either team. Maybe it'll give Tampa a bit of a boost as it'll miss outside ball 1. Question will be if it cooled down Barry at all, who had a stellar performance shutting out the Spartans and, of course, winning in extras. Last time Tampa had been shut out in a matchup was back against Florida Tech on April 18th. Foul, make it 1-1. Tampa's been kept off the base path and, well, kept off the scoreboard only 3 times this season. It's made up 3 of their 9 losses in 2025.
If you're Tampa, you're waiting for that mistake pitch by Rosenberger up in the zone. She's been hurt a couple of times on it.
Fouled away. Galehouse protecting a little bit late. That one's sent down the line. No changes with the Spartan lineup. Keister, Fantone, Russo, Galehouse, Kreidler, Solt, DeSimone, Hammonds, and Reynolds. Hammonds starting in right field. Yetter, the designated player, at second, given that Galehouse in the circle is also batting cleanup. Down low, 2-2. Good take by Galehouse, a righty on lefty matchup. 3 players lifted as left-handed bats in the Spartans order. Keister, Fantone, and Hammonds. Popped up. And a lot of people closing in. Good catch by Figueroa. 1 away. And that'll bring up Kenna Kreidler against Nova Southeastern in the bottom of the first of a pivotal game for the Spartans. With the team down 3-2, she took one over the left field wall and leveled the score. The Spartans would then convert in the bottom of the third to take a 6-3 lead and eventually win 7-5. Well, I definitely have to feel that Kreidler's home run was a pivotal moment for that win for the Spartans, as she'll take outside, ball 1.
Yeah, I think you got to be real careful with Kreidler here. She does like that ball up in the zone.
Rosenberger will probably look to keep working low, particularly maybe away or low and in. Try to keep the Spartans from getting good contact. And that one's going to clip the corner, 1-1. I imagine we could see a slightly larger strike zone today compared to some of the rest of the games this weekend, given how we're coming off of a rain delay. It has been tricky for pitchers on the corners back on Thursday and Friday. And that one's going to go strike 2.
Really working the outside part of that plate right there, keeping it away from Kreidler.
Makes sense. You're pitching in a ballpark that you really can't hit cleanly with a lot of power. You'd rather than pull it the other way by putting on the outside corner. Fouled back. Kreidler a tiny bit late, a tiny bit under it. Still 1-2.
Yeah, she had that one timed up pretty well. She was ready for it. I would assume going to stay on the outside part of the plate here, keep it out of her hands.
Update from St. Leo. I believe the game will still be in the bottom of the 5th potentially. As that one's going to miss up high, 2-2. Yes, bottom of the 5th. The Warhawks lead 7-0 against St. Leo. Bad news for the Lions as they look to be crashing out here in the first game of the regional final. And that would send Auburn-Montgomery through to the Super Regional. If Barry wins here, Auburn-Montgomery would host. If Tampa wins here, it'll be Auburn-Montgomery going to Tampa next weekend. Strike 3. Out number 2 for Rosenberger, her second strikeout of the game. Solt ready to go. And by the way, we can also congratulate Saginaw Valley. They are the first team to punch their ticket to the Super Regionals. Ball 1 outside, and it's going to put Solt ahead 1-0. The school Solt was at last season, Valdosta State, missed out on the tournament, played in a pretty competitive Gulf South Conference. While it was a quiet year for the Blazers, you know that as a program, they'll eventually be back in postseason play. However, Solt wearing the black and red again, this time for Tampa. 2-0 now, ahead of Rosenberger. Up high, 3-0. On deck after Solt is Kate DeSimone. DeSimone is someone Tampa could pull from the bullpen if they wanted to. But again, this could be the final appearance for Mariah Galehouse's career. You're not going to pull her that easily, especially when she's had a solid start. Ball 4, that's Tampa's first base runner. That's going to bring up Kate DeSimone.
Way to extend the inning right there. Good at bat, not taking on the bait. And that's going to bring up DeSimone, the crafty veteran.
Tampa hasn't lost twice in a row since 2023 to a specific team. They did lose twice in a row this year, but that was across different series. 1-0. Given that she's missed the zone 5 times in a row, that sees White out to the circle to talk things over with Rosenberger. I think White was probably telling Rosenberger just to settle down, kind of get loose, get comfortable. There's not a lot of troubles right now for the Bucks. Tampa does have a base runner, but with 2 away, Solt has a long way to go. This is also the bottom of the Spartans order, where it's least likely to have the strongest opponents. And that one just slips inside, so the pep talk from White did not work. 2 on for the Spartans, 2 away for Devin Hammonds, and I think Hammonds has been absolutely waiting for this opportunity at the plate.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of a control issue going on with Rosenberg as she's, getting warmed back up. I would imagine this is going to be, hey, settle down, put the ball over the plate, let the defense work. It's early in the game. We don't have to be absolutely perfect at the moment.
And that is going to lead to a conference in the circle. Obviously, Barry's going to pull out all the stops in a spot like this. So will you, Tampa. Sean Cotter out there talking things over. Barry will definitely have someone stretching and tossing in the bullpen. We saw Isabel Vera Martinez earlier today. She could get the call again. We saw Alexis Martin go 6 1/3. She could get the call again. They could also go with a few other players, Haley Angelico being one of them. Chandler Berry's even a 2-way player. But we'll have to wait and see what they do here. For now, Devin Hammonds has 2 base runners, 2 outs. Can she get the first run of the game for the Spartans? I'm not a fan of that call. That was strike 1, but it looked a little inside. Well, you can't fight City Hall. 1 away, 2 aboard. Or 2 away, 2 aboard, 1-0-1 count. Fouled away. 2 strikes now for Rosenberger, quickly recovering after the hit by pitch and walk. This is Hammond's first postseason at bat of the senior out of St. John's. Outside, good pickup. Could have gotten away and advanced the runners, 1-2.
A base hit right here might have the first score of the game.
Depends on how deep it would go and if Solt can reach home. Corners playing in, 1-2, missing away, 2-2. And it's clear that Rosenberger wants Hammonds to ground it over to Chamorro, where they'd have the easy force at third or a throw to first. I think Hammonds would love to bloop it into right field, noticing how the outfield is shifted heavily to the left. Easier said than done. That's going to be floated foul. That's going to land over the Tampa dugout into the Tampa bullpen, which remains empty. There was some activity there not too long ago. But with Galehouse's good to continue, I don't know if Tampa would change.
Gonna have to really battle right here, wait for that mistake.
It took us to the 8th inning to score earlier today. The 2-2. Hit through the hole. That's what they needed. Takes one hop. They're sending Solt to the plate. And she is out by a comfortable distance. Coach Cantor is calling for a different play. And it looks like actually they're going to overturn the out. They're going to say there was interference at third base, it looks like. So I think Tampa's taking a 1-0 lead. The umpires currently converging, and even though the throw reached home from Langley with more than enough time,
She should not be out. If she got obstructed,
There might have been obstruction down the third base line. Unfortunately, the windowsill here in the booth prevented me from seeing that play super cleanly. I'd have to take a look at a replay.
Well, I can tell you right now, one side's going to cheer and the other one's not going to be very happy.
Current ruling on the field as well is an out, which makes it tough. If they can't overturn, they're going to default to the original call. And this could be a very, very important moment of this ball game. I'm going to try to look on the stream for the replay here.
Here we go. Looks like we might have a call.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to say safe or out. And safe! They say there's runner interference. And that will put a runner at second and third. Sean Cotter not happy about that call at all. He's talking over the home plate umpire.
So they're going to move the runners back, but advance Solt
home.
Yep.
So, no, actually, Solt's going to be at third. So, it's not going to be a run for the Spartans, but the inning also doesn't come to an end either. I'm watching the replay one more time before we resume. It'll be Kenzie Reynolds facing off against Rosenberger. Great hit by Devin Hammonds. Found exactly where she needed to go. But there was some interference on the base path. And there, that must have been it. The shortstop kind of getting in the way.
But she can go back to third. You can't say anything, right? They just made the decision. Just move on now, buddy. Give him a warning. Get out of his face. Can I get on the mic? Let's move it on.
Yeah, the interference happened with the shortstop, I think. Just kind of impeding Solt. I don't know how much of an impact that actually had on the play. But again, runners interference calls always going to get made. And Coach Cotter can't argue with City Hall. The good news for Barry, though, it isn't going to lead to a Tampa run.
Well, they're talking about something else now.
They are.
On quite of a conference. It looks like Barry may have another argument to the side here.
The big thing for the Bucks is that a run hasn't scored. The big thing for the Spartans is that their bases are now loaded for Kenzie Reynolds.
I'm not sure what the argument would be. I mean, we've figured out, okay, she doesn't score. There was fielder interference, but what are we talking about now? We figured everything out.
So still a bit of a breather for both teams. Fans waiting with bated breath. Give a shout out to our umpire crew. They've also had to take a quick breather and get back onto the field alongside the players. Stone Fulmar did try to get out of the way, but she moved a bit too late in terms of on the base path. Chamorro was well out of the way of Solt at third, which is why, if the interference happened at third, I believe that would have brought Solt home instead of keeping her at third. And they are going to call Coach Cotter back out there. They're also going to call Coach Cantor over before kind of talking over the ruling. These two teams are conference rivals alongside playoff opponents. These coaches have faced off quite a bit before. Cantor with a storied legacy with the Spartans. Cotter 8 seasons with the Bucks. And the bases. No! They're going to overturn the call. Out number 3. Barry out of the jam. And the side is retired. And
would like to
Coach
know.
Cantor and Rubio also visibly a bit unhappy. But as he ought to in a spot like that. Top of the third, it'll be Galehouse back in the circle. Rushton, Bunn, and Mellor due up. So, interesting end to the inning. Play at the plate. Runner was out. We'll be right back.
And we are back here at the University of Tampa.
We are at the Namole Family Stadium. It is the top of the third now. Galehouse ready to go again. First pitch. Hit to third. One away. Heading to the stands here is Tampa's baseball team. They faced off against St. Leo yesterday and today. Got to double check in how their game went. I'm pretty sure their game ended before. I believe they actually lost end to regular season. Unfortunate for the Spartans, but they did win the conference title again and are still a top 2 team in the nation. Next week, they'll likely be hosting regional play here at Tampa. You can catch out the action at the J.D. Urso Field. That's not the official name, but honestly, it should be. Rolled on the ground. That'll be foul. Make it 2 strikes now. Leading off, Dunn at the top of the order.
I would assume the baseball team is going to chirp a little and be a little loud. You know, they like to be rowdy.
They're here to support the softball team and add to the atmosphere for Tampa, something that they definitely could use. A bit of a morale boost after the call got overturned and then re-overturned to end the previous inning.
Yeah, I wish we had a mic to figure out what they were talking about. Very interesting.
So here we go with Galehouse continuing in the circle. Outside, make it ball 1.
I need you to find that for me.
So we actually have a delay over for Auburn Montgomery and St. Leo. It's a 7-0 advantage for the Warhawks at the moment. Safe to say, once the game resumes, there won't be long to go for the Warhawks to punch their ticket to the Super Regional. Line to center field. Keister tracking, making the catch, 2 away.
Well, I can tell you after the last inning, whatever we want to call that, the crowd has come alive on both sides.
They certainly have. I imagine there will be a little more energy for the Spartans, even with Coach Joe Urso arriving now to the stands as we get set for a Mello at bat at the plate. Popped up. This should be out number 3. Fantone's got it. And Tampa going to bring the offense back. If you're on campus still, I don't know how you would be if it's graduation time, feel free to come on down to the softball field. Or if you're in the area, I maybe would advise against it because, of course, we could get lightning delays and rain delays at any moment. Bottom of the third coming up for Tampa. Due up 9-1-2. Reynolds leads off for the Spartans as we continue South Regional play. The all-important Game 7, the winner-take-all showdown, Spartans and Bucks. A trip to the Super Regionals on the line. If Barry wins, they'll travel to Auburn Montgomery. If Tampa wins, the road to Chattanooga will still go through Tampa. Strike 1, that's going to hit the outside corner. There's been inclement weather all day at Tampa and in St. Leo. The entirety of Central Florida seeing showers and storms. We had some light rain earlier. Kenzie Reynolds into left, caught on the run, 1 away. Rosenberger continues in the circle for the Bucks. A pitcher's duel brewing between both teams' respective aces. Here's Lily Keister as we cycle to the top of the Spartan order. The mood at the softball stadium, I think, has improved for Tampa.
This is the most lively we've seen it.
That's because Tampa's baseball team, which just lost their final game of the regular season against St. Leo, has stopped by. But the Spartans can't celebrate conference champions certainly a lock for number 1 seed in regional play in the tournament, and a couple other fun milestones throughout the 2025 campaign as they look to go back-to-back as national champs. Foul back by Keister, 1-1. Might be able to treat this as a second as-one game for the Spartans. The stand-as-one program happens once per season for each sports, where every other sports team comes out and shows the love for the team on the field. One of the fun traditions from our swimming team is that they go over and during volleyball games, they'll always go over and get excited in the stands. I know for baseball, a lot of the other coaches and teams filled out the stands in a end-of-season series as well. I think they were there even to see the debut of our City Connect jerseys for the baseball team. Here comes the 1-2 now on the way to Keister from Rosenberger. Lined foul. Both teams have a hit so far, but no one's found home plate yet.
Lily Keister really battling here.
1-2 to Keister. Foul back. The cloudy skies and drizzles might be a benefit for the players outside to help cool them off a little bit, especially as the tensions and the playoff pressure begins to heat up. Did Keister go? No, she did not. Just held on. 2-2.
Great job by Keister. This is a real length in the bat here.
Tampa would love to tire out Rosenberger, get to the Berry bullpen, which is in slightly weaker shape than the Spartans. Everyone's rested apart from McGinnis for you, Tampa. Line through the hole. Base hit for the Spartans. Lily Keister on the board with one away. That'll bring up Fantone. Alexa Russo on deck. We've got Cole and Alexa Russo in the same building. Both number 33. Both power threats for the Spartans at the plate. Both also specialize in the corner infield.
Looks like they're going to protect the bunt, but I don't think she's going to bunt.
Would be a risk to bunt here. Fantone squares away. Over the head of Stone Fulmar. That rolls into the outfield. Keister to third. To second is Fantone. Double to set the table. Big hit for the Spartans. Their most important hit of the day. And now Alexa Russo could bring the runners home.
That brings up the power threat of Russo here. Swinging it really well. 1 out, sacrifice, base hit.
And that is going to see Martin out of the bullpen for the Bucks. She has been stellar throughout the entirety of the postseason. And we'll take a quick breather as she warms up. We'll be right back. And we're ready to go with Alexa Russo at the plate. Cole and Alexa Russo are cousins, part of the Russo family, which you could call Spartan royalty. Paul Russo is part of the 2004 Tampa Athletics Hall of Fame. That's Alexa's father. Pat Russo, Cole's father, and brother of Paul, also a former Spartan. Swing and a miss for Russo. 0-1. And this is a big chance for Russo, who's had an illustrious Spartans career, to deliver with two in scoring position in a pivotal postseason tie.
Russo right here has a great opportunity, sac fly, something out of the infield. Also, she can take you deep.
Fouled back. 2 strikes to Russo. This has been a breakout year for Russo, quote unquote. She's always been solid in terms of power, but has really been extremely good at finding the gaps this season, leading the way for doubles for the Spartans roster.
Gotta have a productive out right here.
2 strikes. Up high, ball 1.
That's not really what you want to do. You want to leave it down in the zone. You don't want to elevate it.
Martin enters with around a sub-3 ERA now. Yes, 2.90 on the season. That's because she has been stellar in postseason play. Popped up by Russo and foul. That is why Martin's been called from the bullpen again. Had 100 pitches over 6 1/3 in Game 1 against the Spartans. She'll try to get the Bucks out of the jam, and I imagine she'll be given the green light for a few more innings too. That is someone who benefited from the rain delay. Got a chance to rest, got a chance to reset. 1-2 to Russo, and Martin's first plate appearance from the bullpen. Russo into right field. This should give Tampa the lead. It is caught by Langley. Runners coming home. Throw to third. They won't get the runner out at third. Keister scores. Tampa leads 1-0.
Great job of hitting right there by Russo. Knows the situation. You got to get the ball in there. That pitch was actually down, and she was able to elevate that.
The Namoli Family Stadium, the loudest it's been all weekend. Here comes Mariah Galehouse, Tampa's Otani to the plate. Runner at third for the Spartans, 2 outs now. A successful sacrifice. You would have loved it if Russo could have found the gap in that play, but we'll settle for the RBI. Martin gets her first out from the bullpen, an important one too, makes life easier, and that one's going to be popped up. Mac Fulmar makes the catch, but Tampa gets on the board. And one big thing is that a team that has taken the lead has only lost the lead once in regional play, and that was Nova conceding their advantage, or actually twice. Barry conceded the lead to Nova. Nova conceded the lead to Tampa. We'll be right back. Now at the plate for the Barry Bucks, it's Sarah Langley ready to go. Galehouse will have to deal with Barry's heart of the order. The Spartans faithful, including a majority of the baseball team, still in the stands. You know, they just wrapped up their game today. They really don't have anything better to do. Why not stop by the Namoli Family Stadium and cheer U Tampa on? That's going to be fouled away. Strike 1. You know, sometimes the universe happens where teams finish up their matchups. They'll stop by some of the other teams. And that's also true in postseason time when both teams are hosting. Next week, Super Regional play could be playing at the same time as baseball regional play. Of course, that'll be if Tampa can hold on to their 1-run lead. If they do, Tampa's the highest seed in the region, so they would automatically host. If Barry wins, they'll be on the road because they are lower than both St. Leo, who are on the verge of being eliminated, and Auburn Montgomery, who are on the verge of eliminating St. Leo. The 2-3 seeds compared to Barry as the 5. Now the 1-2 from Galehouse. Flown to left field by Langley, but not deep enough. One out there. Fantone makes the catch. That's going to bring up Figueroa. The corner infield has seen 2 very reliable players for the Bucks throughout this weekend. Figueroa hasn't been as strong in offense, but has made some great scoops and plays over at first base. On deck, Chamorro was the danger player for Barry last time out hitting the game-winning single against Gwen McGinnis. 0-1 to Figueroa.
Gale House wasting no time, going right after him.
Blooped. This could drop in no man's land. Catch made by Yetter. 2 away. And that is going to bring up the walk-off hero. With her sayonara shot in game 1, she caused the rain delay. Just kidding, of course. But that was a very important hit that she had. And she actually had 2 others in that game as well. A star performance from Chamorro. 3 hits against McGinnis, including the eventual game winner. Hoping for her first against Galehouse, she flew out to Fantone in her first at-bat.
Yeah, that last swing by Figueroa was a complete product of that electric fastball and that dirty changeup.
This time, she times up the changeup well, but it's an easy catch for Keystone. Galehouse goes 1-2-3 to preserve the Spartans' lead. Duel up for you, Tampa. We've got Kreidler, Solt, and DeSimone here on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Base is empty for Kenna Kreidler. Welcome back to the University of Tampa at the Namole Family Stadium for NCAA Regional Softball. Martin stays in the circle, relieving Rosenberger in the previous inning. Was able to get 2 straight outs, but one of them, a deep fly ball by Alexa Russo, has given Tampa their first lead of the day and their first run of the day. Tampa was held scoreless over 10 innings. 1-1, good spot there from Martin.
I want to give a shout out to our video producer, JJ, who caught a little error so that way our viewers at home were not confused anymore.
Popped up by Kreidler, fouled 1-2. I think the error was switching the home and away teams, as the teams did go from home and away in Game 1 and Game 2. Tampa won the coin flip, so they were able to be the home team for the final game of this regional final. The first game of the regional final saw the Bucks as the home team, and that was a benefit because they had the walk-off finish. In the bottom of the 8th, foul by Kreidler. Oh, so close. Some of the Spartans players, including Nico Saladino, shot to his feet to celebrate, but a little bit too early.
Oh, they were ready to explode right there.
Now coming up, it's Martin. Up high, ball 2. And Kreidler levels in the count. Kreidler took one deep yesterday. This place would be up for grabs if she did it again.
I think that ball made it to the apartment complex back there.
Potentially. Landed at least past the palm trees. Good take on the changeup. She did not go around at all. White thought she might have. Check over at first base umpire. Brings us to a full count.
Full count for Kreidler. Payoff pitch coming up. Great at bat.
Well, Martin can see the runner. Solt on deck. Kreidler into left. That's foul again. Would have been extra bases. That rolled all the way to the wall. Although maybe Meller would have gotten to it earlier if it was fair because she knew it was foul, so a little bit less urgency.
Those 2 shots down the line, both pitches have been in, and Kreidler is not missing that at all.
Solt and DeSimone on deck. Still some strong batters to go for Tampa here in the inning. Infield shifted heavily to the left. Fouled behind by Kreidler. Continuing to battle. This is where fatigue could definitely become a factor for Martin. Tampa loves these long at-bats. You're not a fan of these long at-bats if you're the Bucks.
Yeah, usually advantage goes to the hitter most of the time.
One more time, the payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Kreidler with the golden eye gets on board. That should be walk number 44 this season.
That was a good attempt. She was jamming her front leg on that fastball. Everything was in and in. Goes to the outside.
Runner on for Abby Solt. 44 walks is 8 more than the previous record held by Lauren Fantone for walks in a season for a Tampa Spartan. For baseball, that's what they'd say is rookie numbers. Tampa's baseball team known for an electric eye. What a bunt by Abby Solt. 2-on. No one out. Tampa setting the table for Kate DeSimone. No one expects a player who hit almost 30 home runs last season to drop a bunt in this situation.
That even got me off guard right there.
Great job by Abby Solt. Barry might be making a change. At least they're going to have a conference in the circle. Martin struggling a little bit in the circle at the moment. She was stellar so far today, but just some very strong battles by Tampa. Wonder if Coach Cantor gave the team a pep talk during the rain delay. You'd have to imagine if so. But also, of course, Tampa's baseball team filling the stands has to help too. You see a ton of players from the team, including the automatic double, Jordan Williams. Got to credit Jack Ike for the nickname. He set the Spartans single-season stolen base record, and then he added about 15 more to that tally, alongside being one of the team leaders in OPS. I'm excited to get to see Williams in postseason play once more. I think he's close to 70 on the season. Would love to see him get 70 steals.
That's quite a number. These game 7s, do or die games, it's whatever team wants it more. The emotion's high, it's real intense.
DeSimone pulls up for a bunt, pulls away, ball 1.
I think this is a good play right here.
Hammonds is on deck. DeSimone looks content to try to advance the runners. There could also be a fielding miscue as well. Barry's defense has been pretty solid, but with the pressure of the playoffs on the line, mistakes can happen. Look at Tampa in the bottom of the 8th, last time. That's going to be picked up by Chamorro. Throw on target. Good catch by Rushton. Successful sacrifice from DeSimone. Here comes Devin Hammonds. Hammonds singled in her first postseason at bat. If she could do it again, Tampa would extend their lead because now they wouldn't have to worry about sending the runner from second all the way to the plate. Solt just has to advance the final 66 feet.
Looks like we're going to get a pinch runner. I
You know
believe.
what? Just to be safe, it looks like they are going to bring on a pinch runner for Solt, I believe. No, for Russo, looks like. Nope, that's not Russo. I'm completely incorrect. That's for Kreidler. No, that is for Solt. Solt's at second. Kreidler's at third.
Correct.
I had them mixed up. I believe that's going to be Joey Trawick in the game.
I think it is. Number 1, yeah.
It's usually Trawick, Hammonds, or Watterson as pinch runners.
All right, now here the playbook's open. Sacrifice fly, base hit.
All Hammonds needs to do is just get the ball over this infield or to a place where Mac Fulmer has to make a difficult play or Rushton has to make a difficult play.
I don't know if we're going to see the suicide squeeze again.
That would be risky given how close the corner infielder is playing. Maybe you try to send it over to Figueroa. That's going to be ball 1 in the corner. Some of those have been going for strikes today. Martin's gotten a bit unlucky. 1-0 now for Hammonds. She delivered a big postseason moment, too. This is her final season with the Spartans as well. Part of the seniors that were honored on senior day. Up high, ball 2. There is a free base for Tampa. And honestly, with Kenzie Reynolds on deck, it's not a terrible idea to load him. Because you get a force out at home. The only difficulty is, of course, you're not playing to stop that run from scoring. You're trying to win the game still. If it was the bottom half of the 7th, Tampa had the winning run there, you definitely load the bases, get a force out in this situation, because if that run scores, you lose no matter what. If that run scores, Tampa just leads by 2.
Yeah, that's a tricky situation because you saw the sac fly available. If you have 2 outs, I think, yeah, you don't really give her nothing to hit.
Martin's going to be working away from Hammonds. That's up high, ball 3. Notably, there's a similar situation in the bottom of the 7th for Barry and Nova. Barry, in this exact spot, elected not to walk the best batter of the Sharks lineup, and the Sharks hit a double into right field to walk it off. Ball. No, strike 2. And that's going to bring a full count to Devin Hammonds. Hammonds with a pretty good season in limited appearances, a 1,000 OPS and 389 average entering today on 18 at-bats. But can her luck remain? Payoff pitch with 2 on. Inside, ball 4, bases loaded. Martin has done a great job to escape a ton of tricky spots. This will be the most difficult for the sophomore. Olivia Feldman up to the plate for the Spartans. The sister of Mary Beth Feldman, who pitched a perfect game throughout her Spartan tenure. Feldman works as a batter, though, for Tampa. I don't know if she's a two-way player. She might take the circle at any time. That would be cool, but I believe she specializes in the infield. One away for Feldman. Infield still playing in. Bases are loaded. Feldman pop fly. This is going to be very shallow and caught by the shortstop. Runners stay put. Unsuccessful pinch hit appearance for Feldman. 2 away for Keister.
Well, Barry may be able to escape with any bloodshed here, and I mean, this is high pressure right here.
That was a massive second out for Martin. Tampa started with a walk. Successful bunt for a hit from Soltz. Successful sacrifice and another walk has loaded them for Keister. 2 away, though, after the Feldman pop-out. Reynolds will be back in the game in second, short in the next inning. Inside to Keister, ball 1. Keister with a 408 on-base percentage, a .369 team leading average.
Something interesting, third baseman playing way up still. 2 outs with the bases loaded.
Here's the 1-0 from Martin. 1-1, good location. Martin's needed to focus up and lock in. I think Feldman helped her out by swinging on the first pitch after the walk. I think she guessed there was going to be a strike, but just couldn't get clean contact. Now the 1-1 from Martin. Bases loaded. Down the line and foul. Could have cleared the bases or at least scored 2. Treywick would have made it home. Creether could have walked home.
Well, Treywick was almost around third.
It's 2 outs, so they'll be running on anything. Nowhere to put him but a 1-2 count.
Third baseman's backed up about 2 steps.
Tampa converted in the previous inning. Can they make it a 2-0 or even more lead? Floated foul. Good protecting by Keister. The pitch count climbing for Martin out of the bullpen.
Chloe Keister battling.
Another one of the most pivotal at-bats of the season. Tampa stranded some runners earlier. Here comes the 1-2. Up high, ball 2.
That was actually a good miss. That ball was pretty over the plate.
This is what legends are made of. The 2-2. Martin to Keister. Hit up the middle. Picked up at second. Side retired. What an escape by Alexis Martin. Tampa leaves them loaded, but they hold on to a 1-0 advantage. And as Cantor sets up the defensive changes, we'll be right back in the top of the 5th with a 1-0 Tampa lead. Here we go in the top of the fifth. The tailgating crew still active on the roof of the Thomas Parking Garage. Taylor Sorthy, Mike Skippy at Lieberstein giving you the call today for postseason softball South Region game number 7.
And this has a Game 7 feel, does not.
1-0 Tampa lead. They just left the bases loaded.
The stands have gotten real lively.
Yes, Tampa's baseball team arrived not too long ago. I wonder if women's lacrosse could head over eventually too. Their matchup in their postseason matchup also wrapping up. Would love it if we had even more Spartan athletes here to support us. That's going to be rolled in fair territory for Solt. What away! That looked like it was about to bounce foul, but the dirt gave an assist for the Spartans infield. 1 away and a crucial first out for the Spartans. It's 6, 7, and 8 due up. Well, actually 7, 8, and 9 due up. That is going to bring up Tucker. Nope, okay, so never mind. Yeah. So it is 6, 7, and 8. It's now White to the plate for the Bucks. White gets the chance at the plate here. She was pinch hit for in the previous game, but did start today with a single.
Galehouse started out with a nasty changeup right there.
Goes back to it, strike 1.
She said, you don't want to give me the call the first time. I'll make sure I get the second time.
That's got to feel good if you're Galehouse, getting the love from the Spartans fans and Spartans baseball players.
Oh, they love it.
When you fire the changeup and fastball combo like that. Fouled and almost hit into Tucker in the warm-up circle. The speedster is on deck, has had some solid bunting and center field play throughout the weekend. She's all right, though, and we're ready to continue.
Well, it looks like White was sitting fastball, got 2 changeups, got a fastball, and was late on it.
1-2 on the way to Galehouse. Rolled up the middle. That gets past a diving Reynolds. Tying run on the base path for the Bucks. Now the Spartans infield has to be ready. The game plan for the Bucks surely will be a sacrifice bunt. Not just because there's one away and it's a good idea to move the runner to scoring position, but Tucker usually does a good job of beating out the throws in terms of bunting for a hit. She did that, I believe, in the 8th inning in the previous game.
We're going to have a pinch runner for White. It's going to be Jaden Rogers, number 30.
Pretty sure Rogers scored the winning run for Barry last time, also came on as a pinch runner. Once again, it's Maya Tucker, hit a line drive right to Alexa Russo. One away, first pitch from Galehouse. The bunt goes foul, 0-1. This could be the final Sunshine State Conference 1v1 matchup in softball this season. If St. Leo can't score 7 runs to make a comeback against Auburn Montgomery, it would be the Warhawks moving on to Super Regional play. One of these 2 Sunshine State Conference teams will advance after winning Game 7 to take them on. They'll either be on the road or hosting them. The Bucks would prepare for a road trip. The Spartans would prepare for a homestand. 0-2. 2 missed bunts by Tucker. Will she try a third? Roll to first, and that's going to get through. No one ready to get that ball from first and second. 2 base runners with 1 away. Unlucky for the Spartans. I wonder if they played the bunt shift and Yetta was a little bit towards the middle, if she actually would have had that to get the out at first. Probably would have sent Rogers to second no matter what. That's going to bring Rushton to the plate. You imagine she's going to do the same thing. Put one on the ground, see if it gets past the Spartans' defense.
Well, nothing wrong with the way Galehouse is pitching. She's hitting her commands. Barry has actually just hit it where they're not.
That is the key. First pitch, strike 1. One thing about Galehouse is that she is not going to let you get ahead in the count. Only 7 walks surrendered in the season, over 119 innings. She is the definition of control. The bunt gets down right to Galehouse. They'll get the force at third. No time for the out at first. 2 away. Unsuccessful sacrifice. And that'll bring up bunt at the top of the order for the Bucks.
That was big-time baseball IQ to pick that bunt up and know your lead runner is going to be at third to get that lead runner.
That was a very unsuccessful bunt by Rushton. It went right to the circle, and Galehouse made the quick toss to Russo. First pitch to Bunn, strike one. She is 0 for 2 today with a ground out right to Galehouse to start the ball game and a fly out to Keister in her continuance of the ball game.
I think Galehouse is a little amped up. Her fastball got a little more zip right now.
Up high, 1-1.
One thing about Galehouse being the captain, the leader, the veteran, she puts the team on her back and she knows she's the one in the circle.
Fastball in the zone. No, down low ball 2.
Even Kreidler's asking the blue, hey, where did I miss there?
I think the strike zone might be contracting a little more. It was wider once we resume from the rain delay. Hit to Russo. Russo has to corral it. And it was an awkward reception, so that'll load the bases with 2 outs. Barry now has a high leverage outing of their own. And it's going to bring up Becca Malore. Becca has an 844 OPS, the 5th best of the lineup. Each of their top 5 batters with an 800 OPS on the season. And they're going to use a quick timeout to talk things over. That'll give Tampa an excuse to meet in the circle without Coach Cantor. Barry game planning this 2-out at bat. Season on the line for the Spartans. They hold a 1-run lead. Go-ahead run at second, tying run at third. You're watching Regional Softball, 1-0 Tampa in Game 7. Winner advances to the Super Regional. Loser's season comes to a close.
Well, I would assume Galehouse is going to go right at you. She is not scared.
First pitch. Lined. Caught. Great escape by Mariah Galehouse. Gets out of the jam to the roar of applause of the Spartans faithful. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Tampa's got 6 outs to go and 6 more chances to extend their lead. We'll be right back. Here we go. In the top of the bottom of the 5th. Fantone, Russo, Galehouse due up. Another trip for the Spartans, heart of the order.
What a wild inning. Tampa pressured, buried pressured.
Neither team broke through. Ball 1. Martin's got the green light to continue in the circle. 1 1/3 and 31 pitches. She's over 130 pitches on the day. It's been a long weekend for Martin, but I don't think she'd have it any other way. She's the player that Barry trusts, and the player that has been converting for Barry more often than anyone else. Catch by Fulmar, 1 away. Empty bases for Alexa Russo. Throughout this weekend, it's been roughly 250 pitches thrown from Alexa Martin. Well, actually, even more than that. Over 300 pitches thrown for Alexa Martin. 85 to open against Nova. 112 to follow against Nova. 100 against Tampa earlier today. And that is pitch number 34, hitting the zone against Alexa Russo. Russo hits a short. Stone Fulmar's there, 2 away. 2 quick outs for Martin. Barry's offense has been doing good recently. They'd love to get back up to the plate. But I know Galehouse has got a lot of confidence in the circle. She's got a chance to help herself out and keep this Tampa bottom of the fifth going. 0 for 2 today for Galehouse, 2 pop-outs. Swing and a miss. Changeup completely fooled Galehouse, 0-1.
She got a hold of that one. She was going to join Kreidler in the club.
Oh and 1. Galehouse hits it short. Fulmar gets it. Close play at first. One hop. Gets away. Galehouse will stay put. No, it went out of play. Galehouse gets to scoring position. Throwing error from Stone Fulmar in a difficult play puts Galehouse at second.
Kenna Kreidler.
Kreidler with another big opportunity. The Tampa baseball team in the stands loving that outcome for the Spartans there. They'd love it even more if Kreidler could have another huge impact play. First pitch by Martin. Outside, ball 1.
No matter the situation, Kenna Kreidler is always a threat, and she's going to make you earn it every time.
She drew a walk last time out, struck out back in the second. Down low, 2-0. Once this main core of Spartan players graduate, and I'm pretty sure they mostly have, graduation weeks wrapped up here at UTampa, it's going to be Kreidler leading the way for Tampa next season. Was not only one of the team leaders on offense, but eventually veterans as a junior. Kreidler down the line and foul. That went out of reach of Chamorro and out of play. That probably would have been caught by Chamorro if it stayed fair. This is an easier spot to get out of. Martin just cleared a bases loaded jam in the previous inning. But Kreidler is dangerous. Galehouse will be running on anything. Ball 3. Solt is on deck. She executed a perfect bunt for a hit last time. Not only putting her on board and sending the runner to scoring position, it set the table. And they are not going to pitch to Kreidler. They're giving her the base. Strike 2. The catcher set up away. So a little bit of trickery from Barry. That'll bring the count full. Still setting up outside, and that is ball 4. So I actually think they were trying to walk her, but the skill issue put it in the zone by accident.
You remember the highlight, they were giving the 4 fingers, and the catcher sat down, got the strikeout. Kreidler, though, her plate discipline is probably the best I've ever seen. Whether it's baseball or softball, I mean, it's completely unmatched.
Pure dominance in duels against the pitcher. Solt takes ball 1 up high. And you definitely love it when a player like Solt can get ahead in that bat. The pressure building for the Spartans. DeSimone on deck too.
Big shift on the infield.
They are expecting Solt to send it the other way. That's a high fly ball going way back. Up for grabs. 3-run shot by Abby Solt. Nothing Spartans in the bottom of the 5th. A powerful strike by Abby Solt sends the stands into an eruption of applause and cheers. Quiet from the Barry end of the fans as Tampa now leads 4-0.
What a I don't even say lazy. I don't know what you call it. It's just that thing was gone. Reminded me of the Mark McGuire, Sosa days. All you can do is just turn around, watch it, and say, hey, nice job.
They need to fix the scoreboard out in center field, and it looks like they finally have. It was not 7-0. It was only 4-0. Here comes the number 7 for the Spartans, Kate DeSimone. A huge home run by Abby Solt. She had over 25 last season, but it's been tougher to hit them here in Tampa. Still, Solt converts at the most important time. Home run number 8 of the season for Tampa.
I don't know who was more amped up, the softball team or the baseball team.
I'd argue it was the baseball team.
They were trying to tear down the field.
That one's going to get away, and I wonder if Martin and White are not on the same page. That is going to see someone out of the dugout. That is going to be curtains for Alexis Martin, who has been stellar in the circle throughout the entirety of regional play. But Vera will make another appearance to try to keep the Spartans quiet. 4-0 Tampa. More regional action when we return. Vera enters the game for Barry University. She has been very good out of the bullpen this season. Kept Tampa quiet to take the win in game 1 of the matchup in 1 2/3 out of the bullpen. And it'll be ball 1. DeSimone starting off with a fastball missing inside. Make it 2-0 actually. The first pitch of the previous at-bat had missed White, and that sent Martin out of the game. Up high, 3-0, no, 4-0. It was 2-0 when Martin exited, and the first 2 from Vera missed the zone. And that's going to put DeSimone on the base path.
Well, Tampa can smell the blood in the water, and they are fixing to turn the Jets on.
Well, they already did with that 3-run home run, but there is a chance to do a little bit more. Hammonds continues at the plate, 1 for 1 today, and she also drew a walk. Strike 1, and that'll be Vera Martinez's first strikeout out of the bullpen. That's missing just outside, 1-1. Isabella Vera Martinez out of Fort Lauderdale, the freshman with a solid season out of the bullpen. You'd imagine that Martinez eventually becomes one of the aces of this Buccaneers pitching staff. Fouled away by Hammonds. 1-2. One more strike and Vera gets out of the inning. Tampa, of course, already converting with that one hit, that 3-run home run.
What a shot.
One of the plays of the weekend.
Absolutely, big time.
Outside, ball 2. Two on the way. Floated into the gap in left field. That will be caught on the run. Malore makes the play. Side is retired. Abby Solt has given Tampa a 4-0 lead. 6 outs to get when we come back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. It's going to be Galehouse in the circle against Langley, Figueroa, and Chamorro for the brand new inning. If there was a group of Berry batters that could get them back into this ball game, it is this three that are ready to go. First pitch to Langley, hit to Yetter. One away. A quick out from Mariah Galehouse. Had a first pitch line out to get out of a bases loaded jam in the previous inning. And after getting out of that tight spot, Tampa gave her a reward of 3 extra runs of support. Here's Figueroa to the plate. The first base player couldn't corral a throw from Stone Fulmar in the previous inning, but has been very good at first base all season and all weekend long, 0-1. She's been quiet at the plate, though. She's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out. Swing and a miss. Wicked whiff on the changeup. 2 strikes from Galehouse to Figueroa. Hit to second. It's blocked by Yetter. Throw. Oh my goodness, what a play by Solt. 2 away. She scooped that one perfectly out of the dirt. Yetter with an impressive stop on defense.
Unbelievable.
What a play by the freshman. You know, she had to have felt guilty for not being able to get some of the balls hit her way in the bottom of the 8th earlier today. But what a defensive stop by the freshman right here. Ball 1 missing high. It's Chamorro, who had hit the ball past Yetter to walk off the Spartans in their previous matchup. Now she'll have to try to set the table. 1-1. No, just missed. 2-0. What a weekend, though, for Chamorro. 3 hits against Gwen McGinnis is not easy to do. (3-0) to Chamorro. Could be the first walk Galehouse surrenders. But you imagine now, with the 3-ball count, Chamorro's just going to give you a fastball in the zone, maybe a changeup in the zone, and a changeup in the zone. That's going to be a fastball right down the middle. And you can tell the Galehouse, she is not afraid to challenge you.
I think you're going to get one really over the plate here. She does not want to walk.
On the corner, strike 2, late call from the umpire. That one slipped out of the hand of Galehouse. She was not trying to clip the corner. I know she's just trying to put it in the zone. That one went far. 2 fastballs in a row. Roll to third. That's a fair ball, and that'll end the inning. That one actually had Chamorro falling over after hitting it down the third base line. 1-2-3 inning for Mariah Galehouse. Final chance for the Spartans to extend their advantage. Reynolds leads off for the Spartans. It's their 9-1-2 batters looking to add some extra run support as Galehouse will try to close the door on Game 7 in the top of the 7th. Tampa had a 3-run home run by Abby Solt in the previous inning. That's going to be ball 1 missing away.
Last chance for Tampa to add some insurance here, but I don't think Galehouse is going to need it.
We've seen some late offense, though, from teams. We saw Nova on the verge of elimination put up 3 against Barry. Quick hustle. Reynolds beats the throw. Good hustle on the base path. That was a slow grounder to Rushton. Cleanly fielded, but sometimes the ball just comes to you too slowly. Tampa getting a base runner is big. because it gets the baseball team a bit excited. A bit of an error by the scoreboard crew. It's supposed to be Tampa's 5th hit, not Tampa's 5th run. Our digital scoreboard's connected to the one out in center field, so as that gets fixed, still 4-0 UT, or U Tampa, as that misses outside 1-0. Keister at the plate. Reynolds at first. Bottom of the 6th, final chance for Tampa to extend their 4-run lead. And Keister will be dropping a bunt here. Perfectly placed to Chamorro. She is out by a step. One away.
Perfect bunt.
The Keister Classic, if you will, her 17th sacrifice hit of the season. Now it's Fantone, Russo, and Gelhaus due up. The big three seniors could be a big moment for Tampa. That's going to be strike one in the outside corner. They are hoping to potentially make it to Chattanooga to fight for the national championship in their final year with the Spartans. Can they help Gelhaus a little bit at the plate? 1-1. Here's the 1-1 on the way. Up high, 2-1. Tampa has been in control of some of these at-bats. Corner's playing in. That's missing low, 3-1. Russo's on deck, could get a second base runner.
Surprised that the corners are playing that far in and no bunt has been showed.
Fantone hits it sharply to second. Awkwardly received, but Rushton gets the throw in time. And that is going to bring the runner to third. Rushton making a change for what potentially could be the final out in the circle for the season for Barry. They're going to bring on Haley Angelico. Well, we'll be right back. This is a great moment for the senior to feature potentially one more time in the postseason.
For the box number 5, Haley Angelico. And for the Spartans, number 33, Alexa Russo.
Alexa Russo will get us started here in the bottom of the 6th with 2 away. Haley Angelico takes the circle. I wonder if this is just a chance for her to get one final time in the circle. Russo fouled away for strike 1.
Russo had the sac fly back in the third. And then her last at bat, she grounded out to the shortstop, I believe it was. But she also hit that one real hard.
0-1 count now. Russo's sac fly gave Tampa this lead. Russo down the line and foul. Out of reach of Mellor. 2 strikes and 2 away now. Russo flared, and that is going to be caught by Rushton. Side retired. Tampa gets a run to third. That's all they'll muster. Last chance saloon. Top of the 7th. We'll be right back. Mariah Galehouse has 3 more outs to go for Tampa to host Super Regional play. 6 innings in the circle. 2 strikeouts and 4 hits allowed. No one's made it home.
3 outs, and you need 4 runs.
I'm Taylor Storley, joined by Mike Skippy Lieberstein. 1 final inning potentially for Tampa to win in Game 7 of regional play. We got Coach Joe Urso back in the stands. He actually got a slice of pizza from the concession stand. That's going to be lined and caught. No! Just falls out of the glove of Lauren Fantone. Leadoff single for the Bucks. And this is why, Skippy, you can't say it's over until it's over. In a lot of these elimination games, we've seen teams get some surges of offense late. We saw 2 runs get past Galehouse in her outing against Nova Southeastern when Tampa won 7-5. She entered with a 4-run lead. It ended 7-5. And there is a chance for the bottom half of the Barry order. The players that have actually given Galehouse the most trouble today to keep things going. Strike 1 to Paige White. White's had 2 hits today against Galehouse. Also, not an easy task to do.
Yeah, if you're Tampa here, you're not worried about the base runner at all.
Hit to second. This could be 2. Yetter, Reynolds, Solt, 4-6-3. 1 out to go for the Spartans. It's been a story of heartbreak the last few years for Tampa. They've hosted multiple postseason trips. Last year, they took a trip to Mississippi College and barely lost out in regional play. This one, flown to Fantone. Tampa will be back here next weekend. They've escaped the South region thanks to a complete game shutout by Mariah Galehouse. And for Barry, it's farewell to what has been an incredible 2025 season as Tampa punched their ticket to Super Regional play. And with that, the Spartans will host either Auburn Montgomery or St. Leo. But with a 7-0 scoreline, I'd imagine it'll be the Warhawks stopping by on Thursday, Friday, and potentially Saturday. Or actually, I don't know the dates. Sometimes it might even get moved up for weather. So either way, we'll see you next week. Give you a quick rundown of how this game has gone before we say goodbye. For Tampa, Mariah Galehouse improves to a 16-2 record. 7 shutout innings in the circle. Gave up 5 hits. But in that 7th inning, drew a double play right after that single to secure the win for the Spartans. On offense, some good performances across the board, but it was Abby Solt, 2 for 2 with her 3-run shot that has given Tampa the win for this matchup. It is a painful defeat for Barry. They had a good start from Rosenberg with just 1 run given up on sac fly. Martin, 3 unearned runs scored against her, but 2 1/3 solid from her. Vera Martinez was good out of the bullpen, and Jellicoe had a final out as a senior as well to close out the bottom of the 6th. And Barry did have 2 hits from White in the game, but in the end, they fall 4-0. They almost made their way back after a walk-off loss to the Sharks. They beat Spring Hill, they beat Nova, they beat Tampa, but they couldn't beat Tampa twice. And the Spartans will advance to Super Regional play.
Well, it's well deserved by Tampa. I mean, you put Mariah Gatehouse on the circle. You're going to go against one of the best in the division, the country for Division Two, and she was able to just keep it locked down all day long.
That is going to wrap up what has been a stellar regional series for all four teams. We're going to sign off from the broadcast, but of course, stay tuned. We are announcing the Team of the Tournament awards, and eventually Tampa will be able to get the ticket to Super Regional play. I'm Taylor Sorthy for Mike Skippy Lieberstein. Thank you for joining us this weekend, and stay tuned as we begin to honor players of the tournament.
Number 8, Alexis Martin. Number 9, Becca Mello. Number 11, Chloe Barber. Number 13, Sophia Zamora. Number 14, Maya Tucker. Number 15, Paige White. Number 18, Pam Gant. Number 19, Bree Pellico. Number 22, Harper Bond. Number 23, Brooklyn Rushton. Number 25, James Delanino. Number 30, Jaden Rogers. Number 34, Kiara Struve. Number 35, Isabella Vera Martinez. Number 44, Caroline Figueroa. Number 50, Samantha Rosenberger. Number 55, Ariana Vitali. Number 77, Shelby Provence. And number 99, Sarah Langley. Congratulations on a great season. Let's give these outstanding student athletes a round of applause. Next, we'd like to congratulate the University of Tampa Spartans advancing to the Super Regional next week. Number 1, Joey Trader. Number 2, Carol Bell. Number 3, Lily Keister. Number 4, Kylie Seabright. Number 5, Olivia Feldman. Number 6, Devin Hemmons. Number 7, Kate D. Simone. Number 8, Lauren Van Tone. Number 9, Ava Ramirez. Number 11, Bella Campbell. Number 12, Annie Yeller. Number 13, Abby Salt. Number 14, Casey Watterson. Number 17, McKenna DiMartino. Number 18, Kenneth Reitler. Number 19, Gwen McKinnis. Number 20, Kenzie Reynolds. Number 21, Mariah Galehouse. Number 22, Ashley Manti. Number 23, Abby Johns. Number 24, Emma Sick. Number 25, Kelsey Winters. Number 33, Alexa Russo. Number 47, Callie Sis. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for you. University of Tampa Spartans advances to 2025 Division II Regional. Thank you all for coming, and please drive home safely.
That's like I told her summer when she walked through the fence onto the field. She thought it was the entrance to the stadium.
I found it.
Hey, Danny.
Come inside. Coach yours. All right, I'm gonna go find out.